I actually showed a few of their the tests we've done for them at Geek Out as well. So they just had a entire redesign of the shop, right? And then when it comes to this, it's about more colorful, like trying to speak to the youth, like people below 25, but more Gen Z-ish. Now let's just jump into, obviously it's German now, it might not be super easy to understand. So now what most people are doing with the price, and that's something we haven't tested with them yet, but we've done on the product page. They show their price in a way where it says the actual price and then the original price, like the sale price and original price, but then put the sale price up front, where it's like way bigger and in red. And the original price is like small and somewhere in the back. But that doesn't really make sense, because what do we do, especially in the Western world? We're going to look at prices, and whatever we do, we read from left to the right, right? Because if we go speak about Arabic markets, it's different. But we read from left to right, which means it doesn't make sense to put the sale, like the original, like the new price here, and then the sale price, the original price behind that, right? So it make much more sense to grab the 4870, put it in front, make it bigger, make the font size bigger, strike through, and then reverse that from font size as well. So the 7490 is here and the 8470 is here. Just because we compare, we're going to like 8470, we're like, oh shit, that's expensive.
Yeah, the anchoring, right? The
anchoring, yeah, basically it's anchoring, priming, right? And then the same thing, now we can combine that and add a small badge to it, which says you save this and that much money, even on a collection page, right? And it depends on how you do that to make sure it fits the CI and it doesn't crowd the entire thing.
Right.
But especially if you don't have all the products with a sale price or an offer, it makes sense to kind of display those badges. Let me see if here we go. This is basically how we've done it. You see that we have two options here for the product. We display everything is in tech with including taxes. We have you save 1480, you save 980, and then you have the information what's in it, like what's in the package I'm purchasing, and I have the original price on the left. I can compare it to the new price. The new price isn't in red; it's in green, simply because red. What do we associate red with? Yes, there's a lot of sale signs with red.
It's like alerts, like important, critical updates, like
yeah, exactly. And so the thing is, we've tested this here. We haven't tested it here yet because on mobile it looks different. So on mobile you have the price here, and then you have it down here as well, right?
I see like with everything's like compressed super hard, like above the fold. Especially like for people like creating their page, like their new websites, they have like their logos like super fucking big, and then their header is like 30% of their like literally like when they open a website, like it covers like 30 to 40% of their fucking screen, and just so much shit.
Yeah, let me show you something. Oh, that's actually a test live already. Now you see this?
Yeah.
Because that perfectly underlines what you just said. Let me go to a product page so it makes it even clearer. You see what happens here? It's like the logo of this fucking brand is here. It's not here. There's the name of the brand, but why is the logo here, right? And then you scroll down, and it's like you got all those images. You can even collapse them into like dots or like one line, and you have them all right below one another.
Jeez.
It increases the time you need to take until you get to the add to cart button. See, I'm still not there. Now I'm there, right? So how much time does it take me? It's like probably 4 seconds, 5 seconds, maybe even longer if I actually take the product. Yeah, I lost them because they're going to stop here. And they're like, oh, there's colors. Amazing. Okay, interesting. Oh, it doesn't change. And then now I'm looking at the add to cart. Because what's the logical process? I'm looking at all the information available, and then I'm going to think about, do I purchase this product or not? Obviously, impulse buyers do that in a fraction of the time that people do that actually care about most of the product details, right? But then again, it takes so much time. So what we've tested, and he's supposed to implement it very shortly, bring this logo in here and create a 13% uplift in conversion rate.
Damn.
Just because people are literally, let me just go in real quick. not spending that much time with this. See the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that basically is one of the things that kind of underlines what you just said, is crowding the above the fold too much with elements that are not necessary to be shown immediately. Something like a logo like this, right? Because this is a standard Shopify theme, some sort of, or like a bot theme, but right, it has the logo in here. Then again, you have images mostly displayed like this instead of an option like here where you have the option to slide through and actually take a look at the images. If I do it on my phone, I take my thumb and I slide through those images, right? Now, if you take that away again, let's just do it because I want to show you the effects on it. I'm pretty sure you do understand, but it's always good to see. Take that away. See what happens? And take that shit away as well. From the above the fold, I can already see color and size, which means I just have to do this and I'm at the add to cart. Yeah. It's like a fraction of the time. And so that's super, super important. Bringing people as quickly as possible to the desired action, whether that is add to cart or, I don't know, email sign up, whatever it is, that they want to optimize for is one thing. Then also, at the same time, being able to portray all the information that people need to know about the product and to make a buying decision in the above the fold as well. So what can we do here? Actually, the product title is way too big. It doesn't need to be that big. So we can grab this and make this smaller. We can grab this, change the way the price is, adjustment of the style of the price. Put the $9.99, $99.99 to the left, savings badge there, color. We have two colors. Why would we need to have a drop down here? Drop down increases the friction for me. I have to increase my clicks by one more click or 2 clicks to choose a color, right? Put color swatches there. When it comes to sizing, I can portray it like that. So usually you want to go with less than 3 options in the drop down, or 3 or less. You want to portray them as buttons instead of drop downs. When it's more than 3, you can think about drop down or buttons. You might want to have to test it, obviously, because again, this, depending on how many colors or sizes I have, it might go into 2 lines, and then the drop down is much better.
Right.
Other than that, if I go into sizes, I can display all those sizes immediately as buttons, and I can actually show if a size is out of stock. So people don't get frustrated, because what happens if I go to, let's pretend M is out of stock, I go to M, want to purchase, and it's out of stock, right? But I didn't see that before. Whereas if I'm looking at, they actually have incredible, I hope they still have that, have an incredible way of showing that, that I like most. Let me go here, grab this one. That's not a good example. Yeah, here you go. You see this? Mm-hmm. I mean, especially for fashion, right? Obviously, it's not applicable to many shops, but like fashion, jewelry, stuff like that. They show you 4XLs, 2 left.
That urgency thing is kind of really fucking cool, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean the inventory.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And also, one thing we've done with Stay Cold Apparel. Cold Apparel is you go to the product page. Let's see if it's still on. Yeah, you see this? Because they have limited drops. Every single product they drop is there, like they literally have a limited quantity. There won't be restocks. So we take real life data from Google Analytics to show how much is left. Obviously, the question is does that make sense to implement for somebody who does dropshipping and wants to try out something? Not necessarily, but they can test it if it justifies the expense, right, of implementing it, because this is custom code. But just so the general idea comes across of showing people that if something's out of stock, it's out of stock. Maybe put a pre-order form for email, like let me know when it's available again. Those kind of things, right? Especially let's say you have stock issues from China. What are you going to do, right? You don't want to just stop everything. Instead, drive the same traffic to the page. Instead of add to cart, you go in like notify me once my size is available again. And then you can follow up with them. You have them in your email newsletter, and you can follow up with them later. Make sense?
Makes sense. Have you ever tested like the different kind of titles for the products, or like even like the images itself of like the product, or like even the different kind of like different kind of scarcity urgencies? Have you ever noticed, like, was there any certain ways that you worded things that you seem like uplifted, maybe like worked better than like another, like anything that's, I don't know, super broad question to be honest, but I know like the images of the product page is like super important, especially like I mean, for clothing right now, like they can tell, literally they can tell what, I mean, it's self-explanatory product. With some products, like, I mean, the image, like an optimized image, probably I would say is like, I'm not sure if you, I personally haven't tested it, but I have a strong feeling that it's going to be like super important, especially that's like the first thing that a person sees next to like the title, next to the price, next to like everything above the folders. Like the image literally takes up like 50% of that.
Yeah, 100%. So with images, if you have a product that needs a bit of explanation, it's always good to go Amazon style with those images. Not the first image. The first image should always be a very simple, clean background image most of the time. Unless, again, we talk about fashion, you can differentiate that a bit. But then you want to go, you know what Amazon pictures look like, right?
Like USPs on like the image, like.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about, let's see. Let's see. Some of them have that maybe. Let's grab here. I don't know. Trying to, yeah, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So this shouldn't be the first image, but like it's good to test it out and figure out what are the 3 main pain points that I'm solving with the product and put that in the image. The first image should always be like that. And then the second image, you can show it in use. You can show the pain points. You can show what it solves, the issue it solves, what kind of benefit they have. Let's talk about this, this puppy drinking bottle, right?
Yeah.
Because I used to sell that too. So you can go in and just put in those benefits right into the product picture. So it just makes sense.
They get the information faster.
Yeah. Say you have one product with 2 different variants and versions. Here's what you can do. Compare number 1 with number 2. This is not the best way to display it, to be honest. But give it a comparison. What's included in the previous version? What's included in the new version? Go in with the decoy effect. Show, okay, this is the best option. It's recommended, right? And then if you want to go in and you have, let's say you have 20,000 customers that bought TurboTube 1, bring them to buy TurboTube 2. You go in and be like, okay, 87% of customers that purchased TurboTube 1 opted in for TurboTube 2 and now have a cleaner car or whatever, right? So you can even do that upsell in the product through those things, through comparisons, and then giving them social proof. But so maybe for the main, let's try to break down, I try to break down the main things. So price transparency, social proof. Social proof can be generated through Instagram followers, can be generated through just purchases. How many times has this product been purchased in the last 48 hours? You can go through with sizings. If you sell jewelry, you're like, okay, 97% say this fits exactly the way it's supposed to fit, right? Or it runs large, whatever. It's a lot about reducing friction, price transparency, social proof, trust. Trust can be generated through known publications, through influencers using the product that you show on the product page as well, where you can just go in and be like, let's take this. I don't know, Kylie Jenner loves this, right? What else do we got?
We say like easy returns, or like if it's like the wrong size, like we'll replace it for free or some shit like that.
Exactly, stuff like that. It's sort of giving guarantees, right? Payment icons usually tend to work pretty well because it associates the brand with those known payment providers, right? It's a lot about taking away the pain people experience when they purchase something online. Because if you think about it, I'll have to pay first and then I get the product. Even though I pay with Klarna, Afterpay, ClearPay, whatever, I still have to pay first and then I get the product. And I'm not sure if the product is actually good or not, or you know?
Right.
So I want to take that anxiety and friction away from the people. Give them the guarantees that they need in terms of badges, make sure they can see it. They basically immediately see it when they come to the product page, right? Because most of the times people have a great guarantee. Let's take that example of Drippy Amsterdam. People have a great guarantee, and you go to the product page. Yeah, comes with a lifetime guarantee. I guarantee you, people are not gonna read this. They won't. Instead, put it right below here with a nice small badge, lifetime guarantee on all your orders. Get your money back within 60 days if you don't like it.
That's like a big offer too. That's like a pretty good one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You want incredible offers that you can obviously fulfill. If you can't fulfill them, that kind of sucks and it drives down your score. Mm-hmm. But and then display them in a way that people can actually see that. You can go in and put like a small check mark here. It's like lifetime guarantee on your bracelet. Awesome, right? But nobody's gonna come down here and read this. People are the attention span of people is too short to actually go and read all that shit. They don't care about 5 millimeters, right? They care about the sleek design that this product has. So
emotional trigger stuff. Things that actually trigger their emotion. That's what I'm like telling everyone too. I'm like, it doesn't care about like. I remember when we were onboarding, like working for the first time, and you're like, okay, we don't care about like, okay, Sally's like 50 years old, like goes to a gym. We care about like the emotional triggers and stuff. I was like, man, I feel like we're on the same page there. That's exactly what like that's exactly it. Like gaining the actual insight that actually makes a person like click. Is like all the conversion rate optimization. Like it's just like congruency from like getting the person down the funnel as like just providing them all the information, making it like no brainer, like just making it like pretty much for ourselves. Just like, being super self-aware, just like what makes us buy as well.
Yeah. And so also one thing, because you just mentioned it, congruency and consistency. It's like when my ad shows something completely different as a picture, then I won't see it on the product page where I'm being directed to, I'm gonna probably drop off. Because the picture I see in the ad has to match exactly the style, the layout, the visual hierarchy, and pretty much the same picture as well on the product page. Because if it doesn't, obviously it's going to work if the underlying triggers are communicated well and everything. Mm-hmm. But you can improve through showing the same picture or similar picture that reminds them of the ad. Because most of the times people click on an ad, they come to the product page and
literally forget they literally will forget they clicked on an ad. Like it's even for myself, I literally forget that I clicked on an ad and I'm just viewing something. Sometimes even people are like scrolling on like TikTok or like Instagram Reels, and like I for myself even forgot I was scrolling on Instagram Reels. I thought I was scrolling on TikTok the whole time. I'm like, damn, that fucking psychology shit like got my ass.
And that's the thing. So, and they don't even remember why they clicked on the ad in the second place.
Yeah, even with like just going back to like the top of the fold, like even having that headline and description, that like that big idea, that big promise that they're clicking for, is like just instead of like the tennis boy, like maybe like doing like again the unique value proposition, the actual like trigger that people are clicking on for. That's something I always do for my product page, is trying to get that big idea across as soon as possible, whether it's in the image or in like the product title, whatever they see first, just so they're like stuck into it so that it's like relevant to them.
Yep, 100%. 100%. So that's super important as well, that they recognize where the fuck they are and why they're there in the first place, right? You can do a lot of that through copy, but you can do a bunch of it through product description, through benefits, icons, especially when you're going with the benefits on the ad. Say it's a video ad, or even if it's an image ad, and you show benefits somewhere in the text, in the copy, whatever creative, show those same benefits right away above the fold, right? Whether that is you show them over here, or it is somewhere down here around the pricing. Just make sure it's visible to them above the fold or within the 5 seconds, right? And then again, real gold lifetime warranty. Like, look how this is displayed. It's a great thing. Make sure it pops into the people's eyes. It's like, how am I supposed to kind of like be fascinated by lifetime warranty if I just drop it somewhere?
Right.
Same thing with sales, right? If you have a sales call, you're not just like, we can unban you from Facebook. Like, you don't drop it in just like a sentence, right? It's like a main feature or like a main benefit. You want to show that the way it is. Make it beautiful, make it look good, make it stand out. Obviously, don't make it stand out in a way that it distracts from add to cart, but you know.
Well, one thing I learned on like with the slideshows and stuff is like each point should be a point that they would be able to pay like the max amount. Like they should be able to pay like $1,000 just for that one bullet point.
Yep. 100%. And the question is, how can you incorporate that into shops? Because obviously the triggers of why people purchase on an info product, coaching course, whatever, are a bit different.
Right.
Because there is nothing tangible attached to it. That's what I want to say. There's nothing tangible attached to it. They have to work for their results. Whereas with a product, you pay money and you expect a certain quality. You expect something to be there that arrives at the front of your door, and you're like, oh, nice, unbox. You know, you can unbox it, have fun with it. So that there's a different psychology behind that as well. Because people buying a course, no, they don't expect something they can touch, but it's something they can work towards to and create a better
in this
future.
case, it's like delivery in like 2 to 3 days, or like so people know that okay, they expect it fast. I'm gonna get this fast. And then you have the trust badges. So then it's like, okay, I feel safe on this website. Like they're a reputable brand and they ship fast. So just that two hand in hand already builds like, especially stacked like that. It's like, okay, I can trust this brand a lot. The logo is clear. Was it all the important information, FAQ details, and it doesn't take up much of the space as well. Again, so they can get past that, and they know where it is too if they need it.
Yep.
And then they just get right to the comparison, probably because it's like what was this product?
It's a shaver.
Yeah, so it's a competitive niche, right? So then having the comparison there to be like, okay, this is why we're different right off the bat. So then it's like, okay, like they're hooked in.
And especially with them, it's the sustainability of it. They push towards against those plastic razors and stuff that you just buy and one-time use, right? So they position themselves exactly against that. So you want to have like a, we call it Feindbild in German. You want to have like an enemy you can go against for that extra bit of branding, right? Because the more branding you have, the easier it's going to be for people to convince that they join you as a company and build a community. And the strongest thing you can have is a community at the end of the day. Right? Especially if you're not thinking about scaling a product for 3 months and then take another one, but you want to build something sustainable around it. Bring at least something in terms of branding into it, because people will recognize it, right? It's like, even if your brand seems to drop off for a month or 2 or 3, people still remember the name. And it's like, oh yeah, you know this, and they still go to their friends and they still give recommendations for the brand because they like the product, they like the branding, they like what it stands for. So values are super important, and also communicating those values with them. For example, like, how long does this product last? Like, it does, it doesn't, right? What's the price per razor blade? It's like 25 cents, where this one is €2 to €4.50. What's the, do you have like irritations, like skin irritations? Do you not have those? Yes, no, right? So it's a bunch of benefits actually just positioned in a different way. So you can have them somewhere in the video, like no more irritations, no more cutting yourself, all those things. And you can also add them here, right? Which kind of simplifies your copywriting a bit, because you don't have to put in too much text. Instead, you just visualize whatever you want to bring across as a point. That's a big one too, just visualizing. But when you do that, you have to make sure that it's within a certain amount of design principle with like enough white space. Because you see those shops where it's like the shop you this screenshot you just shared, where it's like everything is below each other and it's crammed. It doesn't give people, like the eye of the visitor doesn't have an easy time to go through and actually read and absorb the information. But it's like, oh, there's something, oh, there's text almost cutting into the
absorption video. Is important as fuck, actually.
Yeah, and you can do that by structuring and streamlining the entire page, like both for desktop and mobile. It's like, you want to have the same white space, same principles. You don't want to, especially on the category page. Let me just go there. You see this? That's actually not a good thing to do. You see that? So This one is great because they're same height, same level. Your eye has it easy to understand the product and focus on the product. Here, I'm focusing on the product. I see the product. When I read the name of the product, and it's like, what the fuck, you know? It's small and easy things, but the less friction my eye has with coordinating where to find what information, the easier it is for me to decide something as well. Because I go in here and I'm like, okay, this is 69. Okay, this is 44.90, and here I can compare them side by side instead. Makes it super easy. Also, with when you have different, let's see, do they have this? Yeah. So you have different bundles here. Sometimes people come in and, like, from a design principle, they go in and this one has more info in it, so it's longer. Doesn't make sense because the longer this is, the more white space I have here. It doesn't look structured and organized. And it also increases the time I need to get to the add to cart button, right?
Right.
So that increases. So visual hierarchy is very important as such. Yeah. So the same goes with collapsibles, right? So let's see how much information is in here.
Right.
But I don't necessarily see it right away. I should always show the stuff that actually is proving itself to be the most convincing for a customer to purchase, and then hide the other stuff. If somebody's interested in FAQs, they're going to click on it. If somebody's interested in details, they're going to click on it. If they want to see more reviews, they're going to click on it. But the thing with reviews is, and that's also something we're going to test with them in the future, you want to display reviews as high as possible on the page, but not interfering with the necessary copywriting and sales copy of the product itself. So we want to, with the thing you showed me, for example, you see here, there's so much white space. Here's what I can do. I grab that information here, the text and everything. I just put it here. I put reviews here instead of in those collapsibles. I just bring it to a section where there's a lot of white space. Now this obviously just works for desktop in this case, right? And you have to see how does it work for mobile. But there's a lot of white space. Why not just use that white space to show testimonials, right? Because I'm going to scroll down here regardless, and I'm going to see it. So maybe that's something as well. And then if you have more than one product, if you have several products in your store, always use those.
The breadcrumbs?
Breadcrumbs, yeah. Most people say don't use breadcrumbs because they're going to take away space to the add to cart. But navigation is extremely important.
Especially for like products with like multiple like variants and stuff. That was actually, that's something I just, that was something new, actually.
That's the thing, because I go to this category page and I click on this product. Oh, fuck, I'm not an LG member. I don't want this thing. I actually want to have some that's more masculine. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
What do I have to do to go back? On my phone, I have to, like, either it's up top or it's down below. All those things. And that makes it very easy because you always see where in the shop you are. You see your position, so you can navigate to the previous position easily. Right? I can also swipe with the thumb, obviously, on iPhone. I can swipe and I'm on the latest page. But let's be honest, most of iPhone users don't use all functionalities that the iPhone actually presents, right? So you always want to give guidance. Where have I been? And especially for desktop, it's like it's easier to go here than to go up here.
Right.
And then let's say you have an exit intent pop-up that always pops up when the user goes out of the screen. He just wants, or he or she wants to go back, and the next thing happens, why do you want to go? Here's 10%. Like, what the fuck, you know? You don't need that. You have those breadcrumbs. I'll go back to the to this. Or also, let's say I go, now this is for shops that have an even deeper structure. Say you have like subcategories of categories. If I want to go back to the main category, I don't want to go back to shop and search it here. I can actually just click on this. So it makes navigation much easier. And if you structure it in a way, or like font size, you size it in a way like this, it's not going to take up much space, but it's still going to give you that additional progress. And also gives you the navigation.
What is on the navigation bar? What's Uber uns?
It's about us.
Oh, about us. Okay.
Yeah. So this is about us. And that's also for a product page, because we're talking mostly about product pages. One of the most underrated things I would say is showing your face. Like those are clients, but customers. But that's the team. Show the team. Make it relatable. Show that there's actual people behind that fucking thing. It's not just somebody trying to make a quick buck. Show that there are there are values behind that. There's something you stand for. Obviously, sliders suck ass, but it's like you can add more benefits, more about the mission, vision of the company, the brand, whatever, and then show the people that are involved with it, right? Because you're gonna feel like I'm not purchasing from somebody that just wants to make a quick buck, and then it doesn't matter if customer service is outsourced, whatever. It's just about the feeling I get, because I trust people, right? I don't trust like random blank pages. I trust people. Obviously, copywriting, whatever, you've already done that and talked about it, but then add to that.
Yeah, the essence is all about the feeling. Like everything is about the feeling. It's not even like whatever. Like the only thing people remember, like it's even like when it comes to ads, what I'm like telling people to do is like, it's like it's all about the feeling. Like it's all about perception. Like warping the perception and making them feel a certain way, and the only thing they're going to remember when they click on your ad is how they felt. They're not going to remember any of the text you wrote them. They might not even remember the product in use. Like they literally will not even remember the product. They'll remember how the text and everything made them feel, the visuals. So then even the copywriting is like on the product page, like just how they feel, even like the trust badges, the green colors, the discounts, and then the faces and everything. That was really good insight. Yeah, so I just thought I'd touch on that.
Yeah, definitely. So that's very important. Also, what you don't want to do is this is a prime example of what not to do. You see this? It's one simple picture. It doesn't add any benefit to anything at all. And look how far I have to scroll to get rid of this picture.
Jeez.
You're just taking up space. So it's not, because the thing is some people go in and they're like, yeah, long copy is so much better than short copy. No. Like, not necessarily. It depends on the target audience you're attacking.
Like context.
It's context, and context matters. If it's people from TikTok, you think they care about long copy? Hell no. If it's somebody from Google or Facebook, more likely, yes. If it's a product that needs explanation, more likely, yes. Because you have to actually give them the insights on why this product is better than the competitors, right? But Instagram, TikTok, those fast-paced platforms, Snapchat, they're not gonna read. It's like, my friend likes it, I like it, let me fucking buy that.
Yeah.
And then tap into that psychology, obviously, right? Because you don't need this. And what this does is it actually blocks me from seeing this, which is the benefits that I have purchasing from the brand, right?
Right.
And so brand, like benefits on a product level are great, but what are the benefits with the brand associated with the brand itself? Because that creates branding again. And then obviously some people will just purchase through remarketing. What makes people purchase through remarketing? Bring that onto your product page, right? Because here's the thing, remarketing, returning visitors tend to have a twice the conversion rate than new visitors have.
Right.
There are fewer people, but they're warmed up and they want to purchase because they come back for a reason, right? Nobody's coming back to a shop, to a product and it's like shitting on the product for no reason. It's like they're interested in it, so they come back, right? Through whatever channel it is, mostly remarketing, obviously. Yeah, so that's that. And then one big thing is upselling and providing this upselling with a price benefit. Because let's think about it. Why does Amazon do such a good job? They're providing same products for smaller price and more benefits. I get it faster. It's convenience. How can you provide convenience for everybody on the product page? Convenient to digest all the information I need to know. Convenient to digest the benefits. Convenience to purchase. Convenience to choose a size, color, variation, option, whatever. And convenience to purchase, right? And that's something you can try. It's not always the best thing to do because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Mm-hmm. The buy now button, most people shit on the buy now button, right? Especially in CRO. They're like, no, it's not good. It's distraction. Not necessarily. Because if I know it's just one product with one variation, and I have a limited choice of products in the store, and I know they don't go well together. So one person purchases that, and they don't necessarily purchase any other product. So if I have one product per user that they purchase, put a buy now button in it, because they're gonna go to the product page, be like, oh, I like it, I buy it. That's it. There's no friction in checkout. There's no friction in anything else. To just go in, PayPal, I don't know, whatever they use, and but it's contextual as well, right? So it's always about what do I sell, especially in copywriting. Do you use limbic map or something like that?
I do not.
Okay, so
what is it?
Say you group your visitors into certain psychological maybe actually, oh yeah, I think it's German, to be honest. Those Germans have crazy things.
Yeah,
when it comes to the
like,
okay, I'll show you another one, because the limbic map is a bit more complex. I'll show you a simplified version. This one's actually beautiful to go into buyer persona. Okay, hold on. You see, I'm technically very... there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Here you go. So basically what you have, depending on what kind of personality type you speak to, they have different motives, beliefs that bring them to take action on a product or in a store or whatever it is that you're selling. So you have the yellow ones. They're mainly driven by dopamine, right? Things like creativity, curiosity, flexibility, individual stuff, adventure, fun, humor, dreams, openness, luck, beauty, right? Those are the things that trigger this target audience. Now, you have to talk to them in a different way than you do to, let's say, people that are the green people, we call them, right? Because they mainly have oxytocin, which is they call it the cuddle hormone, right? Because when you take a warm shower, your body produces oxytocin. You feel like, oh, it's so warm and neat and cuddly, right? So those people care about family, harmony, being together, being healthy, being part of something, right? Taking care of others, peace, things like feeling good, open-mindedness, right? Warmth. That's what they care about. And so you can use those triggers in the copy, in the elements that you use, in the images, in the people you use for your images. Super important. If I want to speak to this audience, say I sell baby products, moms are here. They're exactly in this spectrum. If I go to a mom and be like, this is obviously there's different moms too, but this is the Porsche of all baby whips, right? So
this is actually really interesting, because what I've been teaching people as well is like running content marketing or retargeting people that engage with your brand. So like framing your all your content around like this, like the underlying motives is super powerful, because then you're establishing yourself like especially if they see your brand like 7 times or like with an ad, they're like, okay, like I associate this brand with this, and it aligns with their identity.
Yep, 100%. And it depends on the emotions that a person feels, or the emotional state that they're in, if they resonate with your brand or not, right? Say Valdojo, they're very much in this green and yellow type of environment, right? It's about I had this fucking The Rock song in my head now. As I said, it's about it's about like harmony. It's about giving back to the environment. It's environment safety, sustainability, but it's also about having fun, looking good, being very outward, right? Extroverted. So this is dopamine, oxytocin. So this has enjoyment, this is action, this is calmness, and this is control as the words, right? Now we have the blue ones as well. Blue is about the typical German person, I would say. It's about systems, structures, tidiness, stuff like that. So you have things like saving, hygiene, moral, ethics, structure, precision, discipline, logic, being reliable, accountable, tradition, safety, those kind of things play into this blue character, which actually shows you have to talk to them differently than to the yellow one, right? With those, features are very important, like very important. They care if this is 5 or 6 millimeters in width. Whereas they just, do I look good? Do ladies love me when I wear it? Yes. Okay, awesome, I'll buy it. Impulse, right? This one is more of a logical, systematic approach to, do I purchase that? And why would I purchase that? And those people tend to compare. They're the ones that go to Amazon to like compare with this product, this product, this product, which one's the best one. And their main hormone basically is cortisol, which is known to cause stress. Yes, right? So they're more the stress type of people because they need to have control over everything. Now, then you have the red personality type, and they're all about like testosterone, like bigger, better, stronger, faster, prestige, status, stamina, dominating, being the best, performance, power, success, but not in a way that it's interesting for them that somebody else sees how successful they are. It's about them fulfilling their own kind of vision of themselves, right? It's more about I'm the best because I want to be the best. Whereas those people are like, oh, other people say I'm the best. That's amazing. I feel so great. Because it's dopamine, right? Testosterone is more just, I just punch forward. Like, I don't give a shit. It's me, myself, and I fucking do this. And I don't care what anybody else says. So those people, let's put it into an analogy with cars. Those people drive a Ferrari because they love the performance of it and they love how it steers. Those people drive a Ferrari because other people say, oh, look at this rich guy. Look how amazing he is, right? So they want admiration from others. These don't drive a Ferrari at all. They drive a minivan where the entire family fits into. And those drive an Audi, right? They're like super, like German engineering, like VW, Volkswagen. They're like, oh, this is so safe. This is the safest car ever. It's amazing. It's German tradition. It's very precise.
Yeah. And then like for one part of it, maybe in your ads, you would have like, you know, the sound of the car, the revving. And the other one is just like happy family, quiet car, gas efficient, eco-friendly, showing those like things that really appeal to the like the emotional triggers that they're, I guess, almost like subconsciously looking for, not really like in a way.
Yep. 100%. And so here, the funny thing is how you can use that for landing pages, for ads and everything. You can create one ad for every single type and see which one resonates the most with the audience. You can actually take the same product and make sure to target it to frame it for this, and for this personality type or persona.
That's interesting.
And you will see which one is going to react to it the most, right? And then let's say it's mostly red. That works. It's like, okay, it seems like my target audience is like this. Now what you can do now is go in and combine, do just red, do red and yellow and red and blue, and combine them and see, is there something I can tweak, increase that as well. And the more you find that out through ads, the easier it's going to be for the landing page, right? What you also can do is you go in, obviously sometimes you can pre-eliminate one of those because it just doesn't make sense. But you can go in and build landing pages based on each and every single persona and see which landing page has the highest conversion rate. Right?
Yeah.
And then also saving money can actually say, saving money, right? Because it's a product I can use long term, not just have to buy a razor every time. And a one-off can be displayed or copy written in different ways of copy for this one, right?
Right.
Again, with the emotional belief and motivation behind their actions. Now, that's something that plays for copy, plays for images, plays for colors, right? Obviously, somebody with testosterone likes bold colors more than somebody with oxytocin, right? They like those, how do you call them? Pastel colors more, right?
Like
red, softer colors. Stuff. Sorry?
Like red and black and the color.
Oh, no. You mean the testosterone? Yeah, yeah, those, yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Like
like
gold,
earthly
black.
colors, like for oxytocin.
Yep, yep. More like down to earth. Something that you would associate with humbleness, right? Same thing with fonts. You see those font sizes differ? Same thing. This font is supposed to be like, it's the Times New Roman type of font. It's easier to read because those people read. This one is just like bold and brave. This one is that shows easiness, inspiration, stuff like that. This one is like, oh, it's like, how to say it in English? Sometimes I'm missing words. Sorry for that.
Like
Yeah, concursive. Yeah,
cursive.
Yeah, cursive. This kind of fonts, like stuff is intertwined. It kind of gives hints to it. And same with colors, right? They love greenish colors, like this color spectrum. Same for them with the blue. Sometimes, obviously, you have blue and red. Most leaders are somewhere here, actually. But they have like different parts of everything. But yeah, so that goes into colors and font sizes and stuff, everything as well, and font weight as well as font style. Now, so that's one thing, but very important for this to keep in mind. Depending on the time of the day, depending on what I've done throughout my day, I'm in a different emotional state. I'm a different target group, right? On Monday, if I try to pitch you something on Monday regarding how to have better free time and enjoy your life with your family, it might not be as relevant to you as on a Friday, which is basic principles, obviously, right? But that means I have to talk to you differently. Because on Monday, you're probably more like this if you're the average worker. Because you're stressed, you're going back to work, and you don't want to, right? On a Sunday, say it's your day with your family, you're more here. Even if you're this tough guy with the cars and everything, you're more in this one. Then if it's about, say, mid of the week, if you want to say so, or those people have an environment of entrepreneurs, they're more likely here, right? But then again, what if they have a bad time? They're more here. So if their business doesn't run so well, you can use it and then take the problem, agitate, solve formula, whatever,
yeah.
Right?
Talk about
Makes
security,
sense?
talk about sustainability, talk about consistency.
Yep. So that's how you can frame that. Obviously, when I'm with my mom, I'm not like this testosterone guy. I'm more like family guy, right? When I'm with my girlfriend, I'm more like testosterone. When I'm with my friends, more like dopamine. When I don't know, what's that? When I'm fucking jet skiing, I'm like cortisol all the fucking way.
Bro. Oh, seriously?
I'm fucking dying. Like I thought I'm dying on this jet ski in UAE.
Too fast or?
Bro, I went 105 kilometers per hour with this thing.
Oh shit, yo! I
60
shit my
something
pants.
miles.
Like you were going like yourself. You just revved it all the way.
Bro, yeah. The thing is, it's the first time I jet skied, right?
Oh shit.
And so Parsa and I were next to, Parsa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're next to each other, and then everybody was in the water already. And this guy came to us. He's like, "Guys, be quiet, but you actually got the fastest ones here." And I'm like, "Awesome, man! It's my first time. Fuck it." So we went onto the water, and I started pulling the acceleration. I went to like 60, 70, 80, and I was scared for my life. So I just literally grabbed it and grabbed onto it. But what I did was grab on the gas thing as well. So I just went like this.
Holy shit.
I was scared, bro. But it was the best time of my life, but it was scary.
Holy fuck.
So I was a bit more stressed than I actually have dopamine. Yeah. So it shows that you're in different situations, you're in a different state, and it also goes to the time of the day, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. And or even spring, people are generally more like this, right? Spring break and shit like that. Winter, people tend to go more into the oxytocin side of things, cortisol, winter depression. Yeah. So much to that. Maybe it helps.
I think it helps. It's just like getting people to wrap their mind around like, like who you're actually talking to and like how to like word things accordingly. Thinking in terms of like it always comes down to like who's my target audience and the context and then the emotional trigger. Just literally just like that, and then just literally telling them what they want to hear. Yeah. That's like pretty much it. I feel like it's like kind of fucking hard to teach people that, or like because it requires like a form of creativity and then not everyone is like too creative, and it's like, how do you even teach that and simplify it, which is like something I'm like struggling with, you know, like I'm learning, figuring out like how
give
to
them
teach that all the
presets.
time.
Actually give them templates for each and every single personality type, and then give them clear instructions, like a checklist and stuff like that. It's gonna work the best. Where they can go through, and then give them homework to report to you or Jem or whoever in the team that they have to write copy for this, and also create a product page for this.
Yeah, I think
once they've done it, they got it.
Yeah, I think that's the move.
And obviously, look, somebody with that has testosterone and dopamine, they make quick decisions. They're like impulse buyers, whereas those aren't, right? Mm-hmm. At the same time, they want everything to go fast. Like if I'm on a product page and it's like a video, and they say I want to underline my product with a video, this one has to have quick cuts. This one can actually be like a 10-minute video explaining everything, customer testimonials, show it into use, show for the different variations, how you use it. Say it's a vacuum cleaner for the car, right? This one is a lot more emotional. You can exploit these people. If you want to be like really honest, you can exploit these people the most. You can tell them, fuck, your family is going to break apart if you don't have a clean car. Your kids are going to scream. They're going to get bullied in school because they have dirt on their clothes. They're going to be like, fuck, I don't want that. I'm going to buy the product. Right? You can exploit them the easiest. And those are very extroverted, these two as well. And this is very introverted.
Interesting.
Yeah. So obviously that goes to how do I structure my product page as well? Because I want to kind of bring back the connection to the product page. So I've kind of branched out here. All the information you can get, easy to digest, like very quick and easy, right? With this one, same with here, just as little information as possible, no long copy for those two. You can go long copy here, right? If you have too much information on the page, they're going to be overwhelmed. They're like, nah, fuck, I'm not going to do that. Same with the checkout process. Think about a checkout process for those two. They're going to use the buy now button. These people are going to go in, they're like, is my address right? Right, you know? Mm-hmm. Like they're going to go through every single step and double check, and they might want to have a review process of their order as well. So yeah, things like that, amazing for yellow and red. Easy, quick to digest. No, I'm not talking to you. This is very good for green and yellow. Social proof, other people like that. I'm part of something bigger, better, right? To bring it back to that. This is incredible for, in general, basically for all kinds of colors in the persona type, just because it shows you can trust it. It's been in big publications in the target market. This one, obviously, again, yellow and green. Red, like people with testosterone don't give a shit. Like seriously, they're like, I don't give a shit. I want that. I want it for me. And also with those red people with the red persona, you can tease them a bit. You can go in, you're like, yeah, you're not gonna get it anyway, right? And they want that. We call it reactance. What's the German word? The English word for that? Let me just double check. Yeah, reactance. Perfect. Thanks, Lars. So it's reactance, right? So you can tell them the exact opposite. If you go to Jem, best example, you're not going to hit that ball when playing golf. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck it, I'm going to show you. Perfect example, right? Just tell him he can't do it and he's going to do it. So if you do that with somebody in the green or blue spectrum, you can't do it. You're like, oh yeah, you're right, I can't do it. So you have to build them up much more, right? Whereas the yellow one, and especially the red one, you're like, yeah, you're not made for this. Maybe this is not right for you, especially when it comes to you selling the course. Maybe it's not right for you in the sales call. Maybe you're not the person that can actually take this.
Damn, so important to understand who you're talking to, like on the copywriting, like.
Yeah, and the same for here, right? I don't need to show in a huge team or like close-ups of the team to somebody in the red persona. I can show them that the team is huge. It's like a huge company, employs a lot of people. It means you're doing good, right? That's better than showing them close up and start up with a mission for red people. But then yellow ones, it's like, oh yeah, I'm part of something cool. You know, I'm supporting this startup. I'm so great because I'm buying their products, whatever the fuck. You get the point, yeah? And it dictates what kind of stuff you actually want to show on the product page as well. So yeah. Yeah, this is great as well. Easy to digest, quick with icons. Always good to show icons and then a small description to it. Just because I can get benefits across much faster. Once I have something visual attached to a text, I can get those benefits across much easier because I'm going to remember the icon and then the words to it. And ideally, those icons, they're not talking to you, Siri. Ideally, those icons actually showcase what you're saying in the text, right?
Congruency, again, it's like stacking it.
Again, yeah. Maybe something for product pictures. Say, do we have one here? Yeah.
I could even send you like a product page example, and maybe you could give me like your thoughts on like away, like what are they doing, like what they did well. Yeah,
let's do it. I just want to touch up on one small thing, and then we do that. You see this? Where's she looking?
Armpits. So it's like, well, what is this called? Is it like choice architect? Not choice architecture.
Visual cues.
Visual cues.
Yeah. But so here, like eye gazing effect, not glazing, eye gazing effect. The thing is, she's looking here. She's looking at product, which is generally good. You know what's better? This. Why? Tell me why.
I mean, they're earthy. I mean, just the demographic. I mean, represents everything that the customer like.
Yes, obviously, but from a perspective of body language, visual contact, like eye contact, where does she look at? What direction is she looking at?
Leg.
In this desktop version.
I mean, at her leg. Then you also see like.
Yeah, but where's the leg? What?
On the earth.
Almost. No. Here's what I want to go to. Here's what I go to. See, her body is positioned in a way that it faces the add to cart button.
Oh.
And the same with her eyes. And we the first thing we notice when we come to a page and there's a person, we notice what's the body language, where does this body language point to, and where do the eyes point to. So here's the thing with this image. She's looking outside of the frame. She's looking like this. She's supposed to mirror that image, and she's looking at the cart. Small things, but those things can guide the visual, the eye of the visitor towards elements that are important. That's why visual cues work so well, right?
Also, give guidance, so then it reduces just like the choice fatigue as well, because then they have to look here and then they gotta look there, and it's like adds more fatigue.
And what happens when I look at her face? The next thing I'm looking at is the razor, which is great because it's the product. But what if I look at her face, the next thing is the razor, and the next thing is the add to cart button?
Yeah, that's like fucking art, man.
It's like the logical buildup of what are the small choices in my brain to get to the purchase. And everything like this is going to build friction in the process, even though it's small, but on a big scale, it's going to make a difference. Simply because I look here, oh, it's a razor blade. Oh, that's actually nice. What happens next? I'm going to go down here. She's looking there and down. I'm not going over here. If I look at this, I'm like, oh, that's nice. Here's open space. Oh, here's something else. Oh, nice. Look, there's different variations to it. Oh, you know what I mean? It guides the person throughout the page. And then same with visual cues. Like if I use this variant, oh, nice. I've ticked it. Small things that give immediate feedback. Yeah, just one thing I wanted to point out.
That was really good. That was really good.
Let me open up this page. Same thing here. It can work great, especially with ads when you have direct face contact, right? But sometimes if she's looking at me, it's like, somebody's looking at me. You know what I mean? It's like, why not make her show, and also her body, why is her back faced to those options? Why don't they face her entire appearance towards where you want to drive your people? Right? This is great. this is great, but I would even kind of add more to it. Things like, how much money does it save you? Be specific. Because the more specific you are, the easier it's for people to kind of, because they were going to go in and like, saves money. Okay, but how? How does it save me money? Explain it to them, right? Depending on the target group, this is great. Say they have more like the yellow type of people. It's great to work with icons and this kind of stuff. Those options, you want to show that free shipping, that there's free shipping much more prominently, right? And also what you save, because it's great, you can see it, but the same principle of adjustment of price is the same here, right? Put the 78 up top, or put it next to it even better. Put the save, use save somewhere here, so you're saving space as well. How can you condense that? Because again, when I'm looking at the mobile version of that, bundle and save, I see one, like, you know, I scroll, I see one. Oh, okay. Oh, there's something more. Okay, great. There's most popular, which is great. Most popular is amazing. It's the decoy effect, incredible. Works great. But again, I save so much, and then adjust the price. There's so much, you can use this space so much better. That's what I want to say, right? Bring it up here, the use save, bring it behind it or something like this. Or you can work it in a way that you do it with those options, and you save even more space.
Yeah, this one's really nice.
Because here I have to scroll down, which is great, because I actually need to take a look at what are my options. But the benefit with this one is I have the biggest, most paying variant already selected, right? And so once the user goes to 5 years plastic free or regular, oh, I'm missing this, right? So here, one thing you can do, turn it around. Trio is the first one, and it's pre-selected, right? Or if you want to really push the duo, because it makes you the most money, which I doubt, pre-select this one, right? And put it first. Just don't give people the choice, tell them what to do. Actually grab them and be like, you're doing this, right? So pre-select duo. Show them what they actually save, what their actual benefit is from that. Now, also with the name, single, duo, trio, it's cool, but you can actually go in more. What's the actual benefit? Like, what's duo? What does duo mean? Do I get 2 times that thing? Yes. Write it down. Like, put it in here. Why wouldn't you? 2 times crystal hair eraser. Right? Then add to cart. Create more spacing between add to cart here. Just simply because visual hierarchy again. I click those. And then it's like the same color. Like, give it a bit of space so the eye doesn't get distracted from all those choices and might expect this to be the add to cart if I scroll down. If people don't read, right? So I'm always assuming people are stupid as hell and don't think. So if they don't think, they're like, here, okay, dup. Those are so much bigger in UX, and this one is so small that they might go down here, or they just look at this one, which doesn't have to be bad. So you obviously want to test that, right? But I'm giving ideas on what you can do. Yes. This is good. This is great. Let me just see. What else do we have? Where do we have reviews? We have reviews here. Yeah, and it scrolls all the way to the bottom. I would place those higher, for example. Like if I go to reviews, just kind of make sure it opens up here, something like that.
Oh,
right?
Have you seen that working better than reviews at the bottom? Like,
sometimes, yeah, because people don't scroll through the entire page to see those reviews if they're interested in it. Right. They see them right away and then go back to cart, add to cart. But obviously, you have buy now here. So contextually, it might not make a big difference, but yeah, this is great. Having a verified buyer. Ideally, add images to it, add faces to it. Face, location, where are they from, when did they purchase, just to make it relatable again, right? The more information I get about somebody who's purchased a product before me, the more I'm going to trust that person. if I see their face, if I see where they're from, if I don't just see Jane M, I see Jane Marion, whatever, right? Entire name, everything. That means, oh, it's a trustworthy source. You get the point?
Yeah, yeah.
Then again, return policy. Do I have something great here? I have to click on it to see what's my return policy. How can I display that information right away? So I don't have to look at it, right? Yeah, 30-day risk-free trial. Put it below the add to cart button. Shipping, free insured shipping for all orders over $50. Put it here again. Just add it again. Make sure it's repeated over and over and over again, right? How it works. Yeah, you might want to use a video here instead, right? To show it with a video, because a video does a much better job at explaining what the benefit is than this little text. And you have a video here, I think, right? This doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Let me just see. Yeah, and with this video, why would it open like this? Make it play in here. Because once I click on the video, I lose all the other information. I lose sight of everything else, which can be great if you want to display certain information through the video and you want people not to be distracted. But why wouldn't you just play it inside of this frame rather than opening up a pop-up? Okay. Again, this video, for example, if you use a video, subtitles, benefits, just like a VSL for any info product, do the same with a product, like a regular product. You know this Phil, he's called Phil something. He's got this super glue, flex tape. No, he's got flex tape and this flex glue and stuff.
I heard of flex tape before.
Yeah, he's the master. He's the master of that. Like whatever he does, it's incredible. Let me show you.
I gotta see this.
Like his commercial is incredible, but here's what he does. He literally, oh, is that him? Oh no, it's not. He literally takes a boat or builds a boat with his stuff, with his paste.
Oh
right?
My God, this guy.
Yeah, Phil Swift. He's incredible. Check him out when you got a minute. Like his ads, everything, incredible. His product page might not be the craziest, but his ads are so convincing that it doesn't matter. You see the ad and you're like, yeah, I fucking need that. Yeah. Like I wanted to buy it, and
they will figure out a way to get it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to create that need, and obviously on the product page, you want to increase that they feel that need to purchase it. But then again, ads play a huge role in it, right?
The frame, the context.
I wanted to buy that. Like I'm not even in the States and I don't have no use for it. I just love the app. And I was like, let me buy it. I don't know what I want to do with it. Let me just buy it. I'll try it. Like I was ready to punch holes into some things and put water in it just to seal it and see if it works, right? Oh, just because it's so interesting. Yeah, what else can we do with this? This is great, actually. This is nice. What you also can do is give a product a smaller title. Like if you're tired of razor cuts, blah, blah, just go eliminates razor cuts, like as a sub description, but a smaller one directly below the product title that takes away those pain points immediately. Right? And then you can kind of eliminate that part because it's going to be smaller font, still going to be there. And then you have those informations, this information. Let me see what else. It'll be helpful to see how far people scroll and stuff, because depending on how far people scroll, you eventually don't need a bunch of that stuff here, right? But there's no way I can say how that works, or if that works, if I don't see further data on it. Yeah. One thing I would add here, social proof. Has been bought this many times in the past 48 hours, or join over 200,000 happy customers, or if there's anybody like, mentionable that used it,
or like even like something trustworthy, like I think I saw it from you guys, but like over 249 orders successfully delivered over the past 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's always great. One thing we've done with Vado, I'm not sure. I don't think they have implemented it yet. Let me just see. Have they? Okay, I can't get rid of it, but I don't think they implement. No, we've added a badge down here. That actually in the process of the cart says, okay, join over this and that many people enjoying a plastic-free shaving routine. Mm-hmm. Works great. Building the branding again and stuff like that. You can do the same here. Right? You can do the same. Join over this and that many people with beautiful stump-free legs or whatever. Interesting. Right? Yeah. Shipping. This is way too complicated. What the fuck? Show them it takes 1 to 3 business days. Show it over here. Why would you have them scroll down and read through all this information? More friction. Right? Yeah, it's friction. The easier I can show you how fast it's going to be at your place, the better. Mm-hmm. And then always use you, right? Obviously, this is great, but like at your place in 3 days. Not just shipping time is 3 days. You know, it's like at your place in 3 days. Mm-hmm. Or in your bathroom in 3 days, or have even better, you go in like enjoy hair-free legs on Tuesday, whatever, right? Be specific on when it comes. It's tough for a lot of products, obviously, because you don't know about shipping times and things like that. But then you better be like, you can go in like, in your bathroom in the next 7 days or whatever. And if you have two shipping times that are too long, let's say 14 to 20 days, you can actually go in and like order today, dispatch tomorrow, or order. We're going to send it out the same day the order is placed, right? Yeah. Same day shipping doesn't mean it arrives the same day, because there'll be same day delivery. So there's a lot of gray areas to play with. We can also boost the confidence and like the reduce the friction the user has in, do I get my product? Because one of the biggest fears, uncertainties, and risks, I call them, you want to eliminate, right? Do I get my product? What's the quality of the product? How can I make sure that those testimonials and everything on the product page is real? Is it proven by someone? Is there actually a lot of people using this product? Or is it just me? Because I'm curious. What are risks of, especially when it comes to skincare, health, and everything? What are the risks involved? What does it do to my body or to my legs? Does it maybe eliminate those hairs, but it may create dry skin? Say, for example, I'm a black woman, right? And I need moisturizing products for my skin, so they stay moist and they don't dry out. Is that going to help? Like, is that going to have any effect on that? Go into those fears, uncertainties, risks, and address them, and you're good. Right?
Right.